Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It's 4 a.m. bright and early here in Connecticut on the East Coast. It's a big day. I'm smiling. The Electoral College is going to vote today. It's going to put that last nail in the coffin. And I'm also very excited. You know, it's one of these days where I'm proud of the human race. And those times, I hate to say this, but those times are getting fewer and far between, when I'm actually proud of us as a species with the vaccine rolling out and how fast it came out. I was watching the news this morning, and we all hear about how it has to be kept at a super low minus 90 degrees, I think. And we've all heard about that and how they're going to do it. But this morning on the news, I was actually watching the teams from Pfizer loading it into boxes, the UPS, FedEx dividing the country in half with it going out, and I get goosebumps, man. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Our species working together to overcome something, a pandemic, something as life-threatening to the world as this. It's really, it gives me hope. It does. I know I'm being corny, but it does, man. Watching, especially, seeing the FedEx and UPS divide the country up and everybody loading these on, and it's amazing that these vaccines can stay at 90 below zero. And I was watching them pack the ice in, and if it just goes below, if it goes above that, these are ruined. And there's a limited supply because, as we all heard, Trump turned down the opportunity to buy extra doses. And those doses got sent out to other countries that were smart enough to foresee. And Mr. Art of the Deal did not want to, figured he could wheel and deal and get everything for free. But, and those extra doses disappeared and are no longer available. So we have to be very careful with every single dose. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about. First thing I do, I watched Bo the Fifth Column. I talk about it, all the time. He was being featured on I don't know if it was Vox or another one of the Huffington Post. Again, his let's talk what it's like to be a Black American. That's a very famous video of his. I saw it on my news feed this morning. One of the I think it was Vox that's showing it, and it's like, I know that dude, man. They called him a sage, an old sage. I mean, a wise person. Ain't that the truth? All right, Donald Trump. All right, what I really want to talk about here is I want to add on to a little what Bo said today about how he hit the nail on the head when he said that a lot of people that were never interested in politics are now interested in it. And he said something that was so profound to me, that if this was sports, something people really care about, they would be treating it differently. And he used a boxer as an anomaly. Not an anomaly, an analogy. I'm sorry. And that hit the nail on the head for me. I was watching Donald Trump speak all last week, and this is what he said. Now, you know what? I was going to look up the numbers so I could refute what he was saying, but you know what? I'm not even going to waste my time with that. What he was saying was that in 2020, he got 70, he claimed he got 75 million votes. I think it was less than that. I know Joe Biden got over 80 million votes. Okay. But he didn't talk about Joe Biden's 80 million votes. What Trump said was he was being deceitful, and it was obviously deceitful. And it goes back to what Bo the Fifth Column was saying, that for anybody that wants to understand how politics or just basic democracy works, you could see that he's full of it. Okay, Donald Trump said that he got 15 million more votes than he did in 2016. And then he started talking about how many votes Obama got back in 2012. Was it 2012? And he talked about how many votes Hillary got, how he beat Hillary by this many votes in 2016. And then he said, I got 15 million more votes. How could I have not won? And I was like, I just listened to him say this, and I'm like, who does this guy think he's fooling? He knows the truth here. The truth is, this is what I didn't bother looking up, what I was talking about. That millions and millions, 20, 30, 40, I don't know how many more million people voted. What, 70% of the population was it? I can't even remember. But millions of more people voted in 2020 than in 2016. Trump doesn't say that. He doesn't say about how more people voted for him than in 2016, but way more people voted for Biden. He used a skewed metric. It was just basic deceit. And he was using this as proof of cheating. Saying that, look, I got 15 million more votes than I did in 2016. How could I have possibly lost? This is the most votes ever cast for a sitting president. And what he was saying was basically true. He just wasn't putting in the part that millions and millions of people voted overall in 2020. And millions of people voted more for Biden than for him. You know, and it was a skewed statement, and it's so obvious. And he's using this as his evidence of cheating. Look, look, you know, I got 15 million more votes than I did in 2016. You know, this is obviously a sham, or it's rigged. This is the evidence is right here. 15 million more votes. How could I have possibly lost? You know, and for anybody that's paying the least bit of attention, you can see that he's leaving out a huge, a big piece of that information. You know, or not even. It just doesn't, it's a lie. It's a flat out lie. And there's no way that he does not know that, he's lying. And I'm guessing that a lot of his people out there at this point know that he's lying. I think a lot of Trump supporters, I think Bo hit it on the head when he brought up sports, and I see it the same way. When I see in Washington, D.C., Saturday, the boys, and they are boys, everybody's out there all wrapped in red, white, and blue, Trump all over, Trump faces. There's a guy from West Hartford that's in a lot of the press photos. I forgot his name, and I'll put it on my community page. Trump faces all over his cape and his hat, Trump. And it's like they're supporting a sports team. It's like they really don't get it. You know, it's like they're cheering on a sport. It really, when I look at Trump supporters, it's not about the democracy in America. As most sane, logical people understand this, they look at it more as like it's like a sports team. Like their hero, their captain, like a quarterback or something. I don't even know. I saw pictures from Hong Kong, and a lot of the Chinese protesters for democracy looked at Donald Trump as a hero. Like they didn't quite understand who he truly was either. And they had pictures in Hong Kong of Donald Trump with his face superimposed over a boxer, a buff boxer, with Trump's face superimposed. And I'm like, these people probably really believe that that's Donald Trump posting with the belt and everything, posing with the belt. When Donald Trump said that he truly loves the uneducated, that is one of the most truest, the most correct statements he's ever uttered. He's taken advantage of people's, when I say ignorance, I don't say that to mean they're stupid. I mean that there's a lot of people, even like me, in the last 8 years that have gotten involved in politics, and I still have a lot to learn about the Constitution and a lot of other stuff, of history. I've always enjoyed learning about that stuff, but I still have a lot to learn. And I think a lot of people look at Donald Trump like a sport. It's like a sports team, like they're cheering on a sports team. All right, getting back to Saturday, the boys. When I watched these boys, and that's a very apt name, because boys, somebody that won't gracefully concede defeat. That constantly cries and whines about the rules being unfair. They're unfair to me. That's a boy. That's not a man. And as I watched these boys tear down the BLM posters in Washington D.C. Saturday, scream at cars, scream at everybody else, basically terrorize the city. And these are the exact guys that profess to be fighting against that, against the other group. And I mean, they are what they claim to be fighting against. They're a group terrorizing citizens in Washington D.C. right now, and they're not going to leave because they've been treated unfairly. And it's all about them. They've been treated unfairly. Their hero's been treated unfairly. And the more I thought about it, the term they picked for themselves, the boys, is a very apt name, because they certainly aren't men. They don't act like men. All right, I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a good Monday.